sold me a dream. He sold her devotion. But the same man cannot serve two fantasies forever. For almost a year, we lived under his shadow, strangers sharing the same wound. Until destiny dragged us into each other's lives. Two women, one truth, and a storm waiting to happen. We should have been enemies, but pain recognized pain, and friendship bloomed where betrayal lived. This is my diary, the story of how we found the truth, found each other, and left the lair behind to drown in the chaos it created.
My name is Temilade Adeniyi, but most people call me Temi, except my mother, who believes full government names strengthen destiny, and except my ex, who called me baby girl like it was a fax he paid. Rubbish. If I had known my heart was about to enter one chance, I would have gingerly minded my business that day. I would have faced my PowerPoint slides like a responsible HR professional. But love, or what I thought was love, has a wicked way of disguising itself as politeness. I grew up in a noisy, loving home in Surulere, last born of three girls. My eldest sister, Tolu, is the one that believes everyone's problem can be solved with ginger tea. The middle one, BC, behaves like she's Temilade's second mother, always dropping unsolicited advice like pigeon dropping. Well, you know now. My parents, a vibe. My father is a retired accountant who still calculates everything, including the number of slices of bread you've eaten in a day. My mother is a school principal with an Olympic level talent for noticing nonsense. You are smiling at your phone too much these days. Who is he? Mommy, relax. It's TikTok. TikTok will soon take your life to talk. Be careful. That's my mom for you. So, yes, I come from people who love loudly, argue passionately, and pray like it's a competitive sport. School was my escape and my identity. I was a quiet girl who always carried big bags and bigger dreams. No scandal, no wahala, just books, friends, and vibes. I went to LASU for industrial relations and personnel management, graduated top 10%, started working in HR immediately. I built a career, built a reputation, built a life, but I never really built a relationship that lasted. By the time I clocked 29, my aunties had started forming pressure groups with prayer points. Temilade, don't fear, the bone of your bone is coming. Nobody told me some men are actually the thorn of your thorns. So, there I was at an HR professional conference in Victoria Island. One of those events where everyone pretends to be the CEO of their destiny while secretly networking for a better salary. People were smiling like LinkedIn influencers. Everyone smelled like a new detergent. And me, I was minding my business with a plate of mini samosas that were not mini in price. That was when I met him. At first, I didn't notice anything special. He was just a man walking towards me with calculated gentleness, the kind Yoruba demons use when they are approaching their prey. But as he came closer, I realized this was not your regular traffic surviving Lagos man. Tall enough to make my neck stretch, dark skinned in that smooth, well marinated cocoa butter way. Beard lined like the Holy Spirit himself shaped it. Suit sitting on him like it was custom made by destiny. He introduced himself as Kunle. Soft, yes, soft voice, quiet confidence, charm dripping like honey on hot puff puff. Hi, is this seat taken? In my mind, I thought, Temilade, behave. You came for knowledge, not romance. But my mouth, that betrayer, said, sure, go ahead. We talked through the networking breaks about work, Lagos traffic, HR wahala, the cost of living, and how finding genuine people these days is hard. That line should have warned me. But infatuation makes red flags look like carnival declarations. He said he'd been single for 2 years. Said he was intentionally dating. Said I had a peaceful aura. My heart, he did beam, beam, like generator trying to start. Sometimes he invited me over to his work apartment on the mainland, a tiny place he said he used when deadlines were mad. I didn't see anything suspicious. Lagos had turned many people into landlords by force. He wasn't loud, wasn't fake deep, wasn't trying too hard. He just felt intentional. But looking back, consistency is not always love. Sometimes it is just steady manipulation, premium, well organized deceit. Before I knew it, we'd exchanged numbers. As we were leaving, he walked me to my car, opened the door like a gentleman raised by angels and well trained aunties. If only I knew that this same man would later scatter my life like NEPA wires after rainfall. But in that moment, I felt chosen. I felt seen. I felt like maybe, just maybe, my auntie's prayer meetings had finally worked. Diary entry. If golden behavior was a trap, Kunle wrapped the bait with ribbon and said, "My love, enjoy." I met her before I realized she was the storm in my destiny's plot twist. 2 months after I met Kunle, or should I say Korede, as he told me only his very close people called him. Life was sweeting me anyhow. He said Korede was his middle name, said it was special to him, said it felt right when I said it. See me, Kai, see Mumu. I was calling somebody's husband by his private pet name. By then, our chemistry was doing front row inside my chest. We talked every day. The good morning calls that sound like one pap, midday check-ins, late night voice notes where he'd say things like, "Temi, you are the calm I didn't know I needed. Being with you makes life make sense." Meanwhile, the only thing making sense was the premium scam he was cooking. That afternoon, I went to a co-working space in Lekki to finish a client proposal. That's the very afternoon that I met Destiny's adversary and my best friend. I was stretching to plug my laptop when someone else reached for the same extension. Our hands touched. She laughed, warm, round laughter, like the sound of fresh akamu dropping into a bowl. "Ah, sorry dear, please go ahead." I liked her instantly. She was petite, caramel toned, and natural curls bouncing like they were listening to Simi. Her Ankara top was stylish without trying too hard. She had that sweet sister energy, like someone God created to make the world softer. "My name is Toke," she said. "Temilade," I smiled. We shared a desk that day. We talked about Lagos stress, friends that drain your destiny, office politics, the madness on a Kate road, and how adulthood is basically a scam with Wi-Fi. By lunchtime, we were swapping gist like we'd known each other since NYSC. By evening, we had exchanged numbers. Within weeks, we fell into a beautiful natural rhythm. Quick coffee meetups, WhatsApp banter, sending each other TikToks that finished us with laughter. I didn't know fate was somewhere sipping Zobo saying, "Yes, let them bond. The twist is marinating." One night, after a long day, we bought suya by Admiralty Road and sat on my car bonnet. "Temi, I like you," Toke said. "You feel familiar, like home." I smiled. "Same here. You're easy to talk to. We should do things together." "More things," she said. Little did we know, Our destinies were already hopelessly entangled. One Saturday, Toke followed me home to Surulere because we were hunting for good fabrics for an office event. The moment my mother saw her, "Ah, fine girl, are you Yoruba?" Toke laughed. "Yes, ma, from Ekiti." My mother clapped her hands. "Temilade, this one is your type. Responsible friend." My sisters loved her too. Tolu was already giving her ginger tea. Bisi was already asking if she had a boyfriend. We took selfies, helped mommy fry plantain, gisted about relationships, work, life. Toke blended into my family like she had always been there. Meanwhile, I never met her family, not once. Anytime I asked, she'd say, "Oh, who? I mean, my husband prefers privacy. He doesn't want visitors yet. We're just very low key, you know." And anytime she mentioned his name, it was either too softly or too quickly. Whenever Toke asked why I never slept over at my man's place on the island, I'd laugh it off and tell her he spent most of his week at his mainland work apartment. She didn't question it, neither did I. I never quite caught it, but I didn't stress it. I respected boundaries. After all, I had my own private man too, so I understood if she didn't want to discuss hers. Kunle, sorry, Korede was treating me well. Cinema dates, drives to Freedom Park, eating bolly and fish at Bariga, where he said nobody would disturb us. Beach walks on Tuesday evenings, restaurant hopping. Conversations flowed like melted butter. Tell me, what do you want in life? Peace, stability, love. I can give you all three, Korede said. My church will be doing Christmas fireworks. He even joked, "I feel like I've known you forever." I didn't know he was rehearsing the same line for his wife 5 years earlier. One Friday evening, Toke and I hung out for small chops. We were supposed to see again on Saturday. Then she said, "Ah, Temi, I'm bored. My husband traveled for work this weekend. Come and sleep over tomorrow now." I smiled awkwardly. "Ah, babe, I can't. I already have plans." "Why now? What are you doing?" I blushed. "Korede is around this weekend. He said he wants us to spend time together." Toke's eyes widened. "Wow, that's lovely. Enjoy it oh. Men that make time are rare." Little did she know, she was praising her whole husband's effort. Destiny was somehow dancing focus dance challenge. A whole PhD in deception. Let me tell you how a certified Yoruba demon ran double lives like MTN and Glo. Kunle was using two identities like data plans. Kunle Adeyemi, husband of 4 years. Korede Ajayi, lover of 8 months. Same man, same bird, same wicked smile, but two completely different biographies. One Saturday afternoon, Toke and I were enjoying amala at a buka in Ogudu. She wiped her mouth and said, "Marriage sweet oh, but lately something is off. My husband has been distant." "Really? Why? How?" I asked. "Work," she sighed. "He travels often now. This weekend again, he's gone." I paused my spoon. "Travel?" I didn't know he was the same man, but that same weekend, Kunle was with me. He was with me that very night. But I brushed it off. Coincidence happened. Lagos men travel like mosquitoes migrate. She continued, smiling shyly. We met at my cousin's wedding. He danced like he had swallowed Bluetooth speaker. We laughed. She showed me an old photo. I didn't look closely. Why would I analyze someone's husband? I didn't know I was looking at the man whose bed had held 3 nights earlier. Kunle was running logistics like a whole telecom network. For me, he would say, I have training this weekend. My team messed up. I have to work late. My family is complicated. I'm private. Let's not tell anyone yet. I want this to go quietly. For Toke, he would say, traffic held me. I'm on Zoom meeting with foreign partners. There's unrest at the office. Babe, I'm exhausted. I'll sleep early. Two phones, two personalities, two carefully rehearsed lives. He even prepped mutual friends in advance. Please, if Temi asks about me, say I'm out of town. Please, if Toke calls, say I'm still at the office. Effort wey no put inside marriage o, he put inside lying. Hmm. One night I asked him, Korede, when will I meet your family or your friends? His eyes froze like Titus fish in a carton at Martu Market. Then he smiled. Temi, some precious things must be hidden while they grow. Trust me on this. Jesus, what a line. Premium deception. And me, like the good that I was, I nodded, smiling like a wedu leaf inside hot water. Diary entry. Kunle wasn't just a Yoruba demon. He was a professor writing syllables for upcoming demons. Our friendship deepened the way water slips into cracked earth, quietly, naturally, beautifully. Some days, Toke and I would talk until our phones grew warm. Other days, we'd meet at the supermarket and wander the aisles like two wives planning a family menu. We bought groceries together, picked fabrics for an ashwebi she claimed wasn't for anything serious. We even dragged ourselves to Yaba market once, sweating, laughing, and pricing lace like seasoned Lagos aunties. We didn't know destiny was using us to rehearse for heartbreak. One evening at her place, a cozy apartment that smelled like cinnamon and vanilla, we sat cross-legged on her rug, eating chin-chin and complaining about men. Toke sighed. My husband has just been off lately, moody, secretive. I don't know if it's work or something else. I raised my brows. Have you talked to him? Yes, nah, but he keeps saying he's fine. Sometimes I feel like I'm losing him. I touched her hand. Communicate more. Maybe plan a date. Try to reconnect. Look at me, giving relationship advice to the wife of the man who was kissing my forehead the previous night. This life truly has no respect. Somewhere in the background, two women were already picking up the gist fragments. Koinsola, my stubborn friend from university with the emotional IQ of a lie detector. Shade, Toke's cousin, tall, quiet, but her eyes were sharper than any investigative journalist. There were moments when we all went out together. A lunch here, a quick meet up there, and Koinsola would squint at me like, Temi, which man is making you this glowy? And Shade would text Toke, you and this your husband sef, the way you two behave, eh? But the dots didn't connect. Not yet. Kunle's lies were laminated and reinforced. Diary entry. The man balanced deception like someone carrying a tray of eggs across Oshodi Market. Steady, calculated, without shaking. If lying was a career path, he would have been the CEO. 8 months into my relationship with Korede, the universe whispered something into the atmosphere. It was tiny at first, a small shift, a vibration in my spirit, little things, barely noticeable things. But you know when the Holy Spirit taps you gently and says, my daughter, open your eyes. That's how it started. He began answering calls differently, always stepping aside, always facing the wall, always returning with a smile too tight, too arranged, like someone practicing for a toothpaste advert. When we were together, he would keep his phone face down. Notifications stopped popping up. Even his ringtone changed from a loud tune to silence. I asked, Korede, why the sudden secrecy? He smiled, kissed my forehead. Temi, work matters. Nothing serious. But the smile did not reach his eyes. One Tuesday evening, we were watching a movie at his apartment. His phone buzzed. The name on the screen wasn't one I recognized. A.T. Before I could even form the who is that in my mind, he grabbed the phone, stood up, and said, Let me take this outside. It's office. He returned 10 minutes later, too cheerful, too relaxed. I paused the movie. Korede, who is A.T.? He didn't blink. Oh, my colleague's initials. We're working on a project. Don't worry, babe. He lied so smoothly. I almost applauded. But something in me shifted. A hairline crack. Small, but dangerous. The next week, he started buying me flowers, sending surprise lunch, leaving sweet messages, complimenting me more than usual. At first, I felt special. Then I realized a man that suddenly becomes extremely affectionate is either proposing or covering tracks. Mine was the latter, but I didn't want to see it. Love a tight scarf on my eyes like village masquerade. Diary entry. Red flags were forming a full parade, marching band, banners, measurettes, but I was there, clapping like a spectator, ending and eating puff puff. Destiny didn't give me warning. No thunder, no soundtrack, just one innocent Saturday. Adetoke invited me over to help her rearrange the guest room. Temi, please come oh. I bought new curtains for Ted Joshua and the carpenter that promised to fix the bed has ghosted me, she said, laughing. I didn't suspect anything. Why would I? She was my friend, my girl, my paddy. If anybody had told me I was working into Revelation, I would have worn makeup at least, so I'd look fine when the truth slapped me. Our home was warm and feminine. Yellow throw pillows, soft rugs, scented candles, everything felt settled. Even the air was peaceful, like the kind that tells you somebody in the house actually prays. We gisted as we worked about the economy, men that behave like Wi Fi, and work stress. Then I raised my head. On the wall, facing the guest room door, was a large, full frame pre wedding picture. Matching white agbada, deep smiles, hands intertwined. My blood temperature dropped. My stomach relocated to my knees. My spirit left my body and sat on the staircase because the man in the picture was Korede or Kule, my Korede, her husband, our shared national problem. I froze like Titus in Matu Katon, stiff, shocked, and smelling betrayal. At first, I thought my eyes were playing tricks, so I blinked once, twice, three times. But he was still there, still smiling in Agbada like a man with a clean conscience. My hands started shaking. My breathing scattered. My chest did whim. My brain went blank like NEPA just took light. Tammy, are you okay? Toke asked. Her voice sounded far, like someone speaking through nylon. I opened my mouth to speak, but my tongue had turned to dried plantain chips. Finally, I said, barely audible, I have to go. She looked confused. Now? But we haven't even. I was already at the door. I stepped outside and the air hit me with full force. I walked to my car in slow motion, like someone acting out a sad music video. I sat down and closed the door. My whole world tilted. Diary entry. The truth hit me so hard I became dizzy like someone who stood up too fast after eating eba. That night, I shattered. I didn't cry gently, like actresses in old Nollywood films. I cried the kind of cry that bends your back, the one that makes your chest burn, the one that squeezes sound out of your soul. My eyes were swollen, my pillow was soaked, my spirit was hungry for answers. I paced my room like a prisoner. I checked my phone every 5 seconds, even though nothing was coming in. Finally, I decided to call him. The phone rang. He picked. Tammy, hey babe, he said, like somebody that didn't owe anybody apology. My chest tightened. Kunle, I whispered, who is your wife? Silence. The type of silence that feels like thunder is holding its breath. Then he stuttered. He choked. He froze like Nightingale in the 90s. Useless, unavailable, and disappointing. He tried to deny it. He said, it's complicated. He said, you don't understand. He said, it's not what you think. It was exactly what I thought. Then he flipped the script like a true Yoruba demon with a PhD in audacity. So you went through her things? So you're spying on me? So you want to destroy my home? I couldn't believe my ears. I laughed, a small mad laugh, the kind that sounds like a generator trying to start without fuel. Then I hung up. I blocked him everywhere: WhatsApp, Instagram, normal calls, even Google Drive, just in case. But the pain didn't follow him out of my life. It remained sharp, heavy, wicked. Diary entry. Heartbreak is wicked. 1 minute you're fine, the next minute you're drinking water like it's paracetamol. I didn't sleep. I couldn't. My heart was pacing like a landlord chasing rent. By morning, one thing was clear. She needed to know. She deserved the truth. Straight, unfiltered, painful, but pure. I called her. Toke, can we meet? It's important. She didn't sense anything. She laughed normally and said, Temi, hope it's not that Buka Amala calling your name again. Oh." I wished it was. I wish this gist was small. We met at a quiet cafe in Lekki, the same one where we'd once joked about men with network issues in relationships. She sat down smiling. I didn't smile back. Her face changed immediately. Tell what happened? My hands were shaking like car keys in tight jeans. I started talking, slow at first, then fast, then trembling. I told her how we met, how long we'd been together, what he told me, what he hid. Then I slid my phone across the table. Messages, screenshots, selfies from his work trips. She looked quietly, too quietly. Her throat tightened. Her eyes filled up but didn't overflow. She held her breath like a woman trying not to drown inside herself. Then a single tear dropped. Small, silent, powerful. She whispered, so, all this time, I was begging a stranger. My chest broke in half. I held her hand, we both cried. Softly, painfully, two women holding broken truth in their palms. Diary entry. Women are not rivals. Pain makes us sisters. We didn't fight. We didn't shout. We didn't drag wigs or exchange insults like Nollywood Part 2. We talked for hours. We compared timelines, stacked lies beside lies, watched the pattern unfold like an Ankara fabric on a tailor's table. Every detail matched: his excuses, his sudden business, his weekend disappearances. He had run both relationships like a man doing shift work at a deception factory. Our tears mixed. Our pain aligned, our shock echoed. Koinsola came, Sade came, two women who had been side eyeing the situation without knowing the full gist. They held space for us. No, I told you so. No judgment, just sisterhood. That night changed something in me, in us. We weren't rivals, we were survivors. And the bond that formed between us was deeper than anything that man could ever fake. Diary entry. The bond formed in truth is stronger than the lie that tried to break it. Kunle tried. Oh, he tried. He called with trembling voice, left 17 WhatsApp voice notes, sent long paragraphs with grammar errors that showed that he was typing in panic. Temi, please let me explain. Toke, you're my home. It wasn't like that. You both misunderstood. I was confused. I can change. It's the devil. It's the devil. Classic. One day he even said, you women are ganging up on me. Ha! The audacity. Rich men spend money to acquire audacity. Oh. They must. This man had it naturally. But two women who finally had clarity plus backbone, impossible mission for any Yoruba demon. We both walked away, calmly, firmly, with dignity. And just like that, his double life folded like cheap umbrella in Harmattan breeze. He became the king of nowhere, the emperor of empty lies, the president of problematic men anonymous. Diary entry. You can deceive women one by one, but once they unite, or more, your kingdom is finished. Kunle, or should I say Korede, was finished. Healing wasn't one straight line. It zigzagged. It crawled. It took its time. Some nights I cried. Some mornings I journaled. Some afternoons I prayed until peace sat beside me like an old friend. And through it all, Toke was there. The woman I was supposed to hate. The woman society expected me to fight. Instead, she became my sister. She healed. I healed. We rose separately and together. Today, I speak differently, walk differently, choose differently. Not harder, just wiser. Not colder, just clearer. And this story, I share it so other women can adjust their crowns and find their voices. My final diary entry. This is not a story about a man. This is a story about clarity, courage, and choosing sisterhood over chaos. If you've ever lost someone who broke you, if you've ever had to rebuild yourself from the inside out, if life has ever used pain to introduce you to your true tribe, then this story is your mirror. Women deserve honesty, they deserve loyalty, they deserve peace, and most importantly, they deserve each other. Toke and myself, we soared, yes, in our careers and in other aspects of life. But that is in another diary entry. Thank you for walking through this diary with me. My sister, don't just waka go like that oh. If this story touched something in you, like the video, drop a comment, tell your own truth, or encourage another woman. Share this with your girls group chat. Subscribe if you want more real, raw, soulful stories that hear and heal and entertain. Your engagement helps this channel reach more hearts and more women who need these stories. I'll see you in the next video.
Hello, friends. It's your personal person, Cha. Thank you for watching and for being a part of this family. Please like and subscribe for more wisdom tales. See you in the next video.